Well, well, well. What do we have here? We have a special pop up stream with myself and Yolanda. How are you doing today, Miss Yolanda?
I'm doing okay. Thank you for asking. How are you?
Not having a very good day.
Well, hopefully this signing by the Baltimore Ravens, breaking news, breaking-ish news. It happened a few hours ago, but listen, I work, okay? So I got to do this when I get off work. But hopefully the breaking-ish news will lift your spirits somewhat.
Probably not.
Oh, come on. This is what you have been asking for. We need a wide receiver. Let's bring in a wide receiver. Now, I know you've been asking for a different wide receiver.
Mm-hmm.
I will give you that. I was asking for the same thing too. But at some point, I had to resign myself to say, we're not getting Justin Jefferson. Obviously, this was months ago before he signed his deal. We're not getting DeAndre Hopkins. We're
Mm-hmm.
not getting Brandon Ayuk. I had to just say we're not getting them. I felt that the Ravens were going to go in a different direction and maybe bring in two defensive players, one safety, one edge. But today, these Ravens decided to surprise us with Diontae Johnson.
Who's surprised? Rodney told us last night what was going to happen.
I know. And shout out to Brodney. He's been saying this for a couple of days or weeks. Maybe I've heard him say it a couple of times now. So shout out to Brodney for just, foreshadowing, right? The this trade. So thank you, Brodney, for that. And Brodney, I'll just say, since you are being so gracious and in the abundance of your graciousness in giving us Diontae Johnson for practically nothing, a 5th round pick. Look, can you just go ahead and give us Clowney too? And after that, I'm done.
I think this one costs a little bit more than what Diontae Johnson cost us. Now, I don't know I don't know how y'all feel about it. How do y'all feel about this trade? Like, for me, I'm not mad at it. Like, listen, what's going on, Ravens? There's nothing to be mad about. Like, listen, is Diontae one of the top wide receivers in the NFL? He's not. But for a 5th round pick, like, it's a no-brainer. Like, he's on an expiring contract. He's a free agent next season. We're just using him to be an upgrade over Nelson Agholor because I guess the Ravens finally realized Nelson Agholor is not that dude. So you can't be mad at them for this. And in return, Eric DeCosta got a 6th round pick. So that's the only reason he made this trade, because he doesn't lose a draft pick. He can still have his 11 and whiff on 7 of 11, 8 of 11. I mean, he can keep his average up.
Yeah. I mean, we all know that draft picks for the Baltimore Ravens are highly coveted. And it's good to see that we're not really standing to lose a whole lot in that regard. But like you said, Hendo, if we want to really be aggressive in advance of this trade deadline next week, we're going to have to say some of these draft picks are going to have to, we're going to have to relinquish them in order to bring in additional players because we just really don't have the cap space. But that's for later in the show. But give us your instant thoughts on this. Happy, upset, sad, disappointed. How would you describe it? For me, Hendo, I would describe it as I was very surprised. Very surprised for the fact that we generally don't make these types of moves on offense.
Right.
Not that I've seen.
Right.
And we've kind of gotten into the mindset, or at least this is what the optics would dictate, that like, hey, Lamar, we know that your offense is, and I'm going to be gracious here, C-.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take C- away. I'll say C. And that's primarily because of Zay Flowers. And and likely too. And to a lesser degree, Mark Andrews. But we know your offense is like at a level C, but can't you just do some more? Can't you just do more with less? And that's kind of the mindset I had, that the Ravens weren't really going to address the fact that, yeah, sure, we really could stand to have a wide receiver who is dependable, reliable, who does not drop the ball.
Who? Where? Who are you talking about?
I mean, I know Diontae Johnson has some drops. I think he has 2 this year. He had 2 last year. And I was listening to Lunch Break Hot Take earlier. Shout out to them. Make sure that you go over and subscribe. But Rodney obviously is a Panthers fan, and he knows Diontae Johnson because that's his team. And when someone mentioned in the comments that, Diontae Johnson, he's had drops of his own. He's like, he had one season a few years ago where he had noticeable drops. But outside of that, 2 drops last year to this year. I mean, it's not perfect, but it's not horrible either.
I mean, it is what it is. Like anything has to be an upgrade over Nelson Agholor. Now, facts over feelings, I'm still waiting on that big body wide receiver because Diontae Johnson is 5'10", 180 pounds. It's not big body at all.
That was going to be kind of where I wanted to land. If I were to say what type of wide receiver, and I know Hendo is, I will agree to that, Dre Mason. Great route runner, excellent, very crisp, can get separation, can get open. Those are things that we said about Rashad Bateman. It's fine to be a great route runner. It's great to be able to get separation. And people say, well, like going back to the AFC Championship game, we just couldn't get open. Monken had a hard time scheming our players open. Okay, so let's say that is a bit of an upgrade. I'll give that to you.
Right.
But if you are an excellent route runner, if you can get separation, but you can't catch the ball, are you effective?
Oh, that's literally your only job. Catch the ball.
Right. So because we already had on our roster a great route runner. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm zoning out. Who's this great route runner that we have already?
His name is Rashad Bateman. And
he runs decent routes. He runs
right. And so what I'm saying is we already had that on the team. So if we already had a player who is a great route runner, he can get separation. Those are things that I am going to absolutely give credit to Rashad Bateman for being able to do that. I'm not going to take that away from him. But as we saw in this last game, when the sun was shining in his eyes, it might have been shining just a little bit brighter that day. And I always say that the sun shines just a little bit brighter on July 12th.
Is that what you say? You want to know what I say?
I do. Nope.
The sun shines on a dog. Oh, okay.
The sun shines just a little bit brighter every July 12th. That's my birthday as well as somebody as well as someone else. I don't know if he's in the chat yet, but
He's in the chat.
Oh, okay, my birthday twin. Well, actually, we're triplets because he's a twin. But so when you see a wide receiver who can get separation, who can get open, that's great. You can run a crisp route, one that just will blow your mind, right? Mm-hmm. But he drops the ball. At the end of the day, do we give him credit for that? So,
listen, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Shout out to Anonymous for the $4.20 tip. Appreciate you. Says, great trade. Now we can ship Agholor back to Philly. Had enough of his drops in crucial moments. I've had enough of his drops in non-crucial moments. Like he just can't seem to just do anything. Like that man he's one of those guys that's happy to have a check. Like I'm in the NFL. I'm on a team. I'm making money. I'm good. I don't understand how, and I don't care if it's basketball, if it's football, how you can be bad at something. How can you play in the NBA and be bad at free throws? I would build a home gym and shoot free throws every single day. I would have a backyard as an NFL player and just be at the jug machine all the time if I knew I couldn't catch. I'd have my cousins and my uncles and my homeboys come over and just throw me balls all day long. Pause. But I don't understand how after, what is he in his 7th year?
Oh, I think it's more than that, but maybe it could be 7.
Maybe, you still
maybe 7, 8, somewhere around there.
But listen, this is a decent trade for me. I mean, we lose nothing in return. We drop back some slots in the draft. So it's all low risk, high reward, possibly. Like he can come in and open things up. He may be a better wide receiver than Rashad Bateman. And to have him at 2 or 3 and let Rashad just do what he can do when he can, I think that makes this team a lot better. And hopefully this is something that can help get us over the top at the playoffs. But I see a lot of people commenting that, yes, this is a decent trade, but the Baltimore Ravens need help on the defensive side. For me personally, I think with EDC swapping draft picks and we're only incurring $625,000 of Diontae's contract, I think that allows for EDC to make some other moves to pick up that defensive help that we need. But the question is, where is he going to get that defensive help from? What position is he going to target? Now, he could target the defensive line. We could target somebody for the pass rush because the O&O Express has derailed once again and they are nowhere to be seen. He could target the secondary, maybe move Marcus Williams and bring somebody in. I don't know. But there's one thing I want to bring up before I forget. So, like I said, I wasn't having a very good day today.
And clearly, because you're talking about Oweh 5 minutes into the stream.
And sometimes things just tick me off just a little bit. I don't get mad, but it tick me off a little bit. When I see nonsense ticks me off. Like, you can say certain things to me, I don't get mad. But when it's something real stupid, it hits me. So, I've been staying off the internet for the last week or so, especially the Baltimore Ravens publications. But for some reason today, right before the stream, I decided, let me go look at this one publication. And immediately I was like, yo, get my man out your mouth. Pause. This Ravens fleece Panthers in Diontae Johnson trade, but that's the cost of doing business. And this is the shit I'm sorry, Yolanda. This is the ish I'm talking about when I say people make up anything to make Eric DeCosta look good. He didn't fleece anybody. Diontae was on a 1-year deal. He probably wasn't going back to the Carolina Panthers. The Panthers aren't winning anything. They were trying to get rid of him. And the Panthers got a draft pick out the trade. So how did you fleece somebody? Talking about which team will he fleece next. Like, who have you fleeced? Did he fleece anybody when he traded Orlando Brown Jr. in the 2nd-round pick for Odafe Oweh? No. We got fleeced. But we want to tell people, oh, we fleeced the Chiefs. No, the Chiefs got an extra 2nd-round pick, got them a future Pro Bowl All-Pro center, used the left tackle and won a Super Bowl, and we got Oweh. So please stop with the EDC fleecing and the EDC out here. Get the man out your mouth and start telling the truth. That's all I ask from these publications. I understand you support the team. You're supposed to do what you need to do. But it's a couple of them out there that actually tell the truth. That's all I'm asking. Tell the truth. Who did he fleece?
Okay. We're going to not tonight with, thank you very much. And we are going to just not tonight with Odafe Oweh. We're not going to do it. We're just not. We're not. Okay, we can do it a little bit, but guys, be nice, okay? You ladies, gentlemen, be nice.
We're always nice.
Not necessarily. Sometimes, but not other times. I wanted to say
that's a great price.
Shout out to the Ravens girl number 8. She has a July birthday also, July 9th. I saw that. Yes, that's it. I love it. These July birthdays in here represent.
Wait a minute. When does cancer season start?
I don't know. I'm not into
I know. I'm just asking, when does cancer season start?
I have no idea. I don't know.
My mother's a Cancer.
I'm telling you, it's just something about those summer babies. But listen,
something about them July people. Boy, they run you ragged and drive you crazy.
Yes, we do in all the best ways possible. But let's move on.
What are we moving on to? What are we talking about? You want to talk about Diontae? Listen, he's a one-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the league 6 years, 183 pounds. His best year was in 2021 where he had 107 catches, 1,161 yards, and 8 touchdowns.
Yeah.
And the craziest stat that I pulled up a little while ago was, for Diontae Johnson's career, he has 421 receptions, 4,720 yards, and 28 touchdowns. Do you know, if he were a Baltimore Raven, that would rank him 4th on the all-time Baltimore Ravens receiving list with 4,700 yards, putting him ahead of Torrey Smith, who doesn't have 4,000 receiving yards for the Ravens. That's crazy. So of course it's an upgrade. Like, we've never really had those weapons at wide receiver that we utilize like that. Diontae, for as much as people talk, and I joke about Diontae's hands, but he can get open. Even if he doesn't catch it, he can get open.
But that's the thing. I want a wide receiver to be able to close the deal. I want you to not only be able to run an excellent route.
Anything's an upgrade of Agholor.
Yeah, I would agree. And I think it was Ed in my last live stream or a video I did. I can't recall, but I'm pretty sure it was Ed. If you're watching this now, Ed, or you're watching on replay, shout out to you. Look at all of these July babies. Oh my goodness. I'm in such great company. I love it. Give us a take 2.5 right now. If you are watching this on my channel or Hendo's, go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you are new, because these June and July babies are here. We're here. But I want the wide receiver to not only be able to run a great route, run a crisp route, get separation, but you've got to be able to come down with the ball. You've got to be able to make those contested catches. You've got to fight for yards after the catch. That's one thing I will say about Zay Flowers. Although he is smaller in stature, he is a beast. He's going to fight for every yard after the catch. He doesn't just give up, run out of bounds, fall to the ground, slide. He doesn't do that. He's going to try to extend that play. And I love that about him.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to the Flex Zone podcast. Make sure you go check him out. I was on there last night. I was a little tired. It was my second stream in a row right after I got off work. I was feeling a little bit just, sometimes, you get delusional, say some things. I mean, I meant 100% of what I said, but,
yeah.
Sometimes you just want to keep it in house. Maybe the Ravens heard it. Maybe they be like, listen, I'm tired of Hendo talking about me. I'm tired of Hendo saying that I can't draft and I don't do nothing with these draft picks. So let me do something. But you still got a draft pick in return. So I'm not giving you credit for that one. It's what he does going forward to me that's going to show what his legacy for the season is as a general manager. Now, defense, I understand I'm not a big, let's keep pouring into this defense because we have a lot allocated to them. But I do see what everybody's saying. We need to do something. We need something in that secondary. I don't know what's going on with Marcus Williams. When you hear Harbaugh speak about him, Marcus Williams may never play another down in his life. When Harbaugh starts talking all that, oh yeah, it's in-house, we're going to get it resolved. And, I feel really good where we're at. I feel good we have good conversations. I go to his house for dinner, talk to his wife.
And
we're buddies. So you know that he's doomed. But he wasn't playing well anyway. $70 million safety. EDC, chalk it up. You messed up. We all make mistakes. Get him out of here. David Ajabo, another mistake. Get him out of here. Owe, another mistake.
Because we're
get
about
him out of here. $78 million. I'm sorry, $98 million to a defensive tackle that isn't Aaron Donald. Don't get him out of there, but he needs to take a pay cut or something.
Get him to play a little bit better.
Listen, I need Justin Madubuike. You can have Nnamdi. I need Justin.
Yeah, Justin last year. But it's one of those things, Hendo, that you say often, and there's really merit there if you think about it. It is a contract year. Last year, obviously, for Nnamdi Madubuike. It was a contract year. You tend to see players really going out there and putting everything on the field, leaving nothing behind when it's a contract year. They get the contract, they get the deal, and then the next season, there's a bit of a fall off. There's a bit of, this isn't what you were doing last season. So there's definitely some truth to that.
Now listen, don't kill me for this one. This is a paid tip, so I gotta read it.
Wait, let's
shout out to
DDSQ.
He said, "What's good, y'all?" The second round pick in that Orlando Brown trade turned into Nick Bolton. So it was Orlando Brown Jr. and Nick Bolton for Owe. And then several picks later, they picked up Creed Humphrey.
You know what, DDSQ?
That's how general managers are supposed to do things.
You and I were going to be we were on the path to being really good friends. You're a Floridian. You are from right around the corner from where I'm from. We were supposed to be home team. And you're talking about Owe like this. Don Royal, I see you too. We were supposed to be on that path to friendship for life. And he says, I need Owe to get a sack next game.
Kogan, what's going on? We haven't seen you in a month of Sundays.
But
not me.
Yeah, I'm pleased with the trade. I am, because it's like we did not have to give a lot for him. So it's Hi the Hawk TV. What did he say? Yeah, we can go sign Peter Boulware.
Listen, one of my favorite players of all time. We took that man 4th overall in the draft out of Florida State. I was so happy. And he lived up to the hype. First of all, would you like to compare the careers of Peter Boulware and
not tonight.
Jason Owe?
I'm a Florida. You were talking about Florida State, so we're gonna have to compare apples to apples. Then let's compare Florida State to Florida Gators. Okay. Not tonight. Nope. Because I see where this is going. This is going nowhere fast.
Hey guys,
DDSQ.
We are good. Remember during the Super Bowl season when we had Travis Taylor as our number 1 wide receiver out of Florida?
Leave the Gators players alone.
Matt Elam. Oh my gosh. 2 first-round picks that just flamed. Listen, Fantastic Four, flame on. And it was it.
My.
You
And
want
I saw
you want to go to Florida Gator route.
No, I don't. Not tonight. And I saw your comment earlier, Jay the Six. I forgot. Oh, it was still on the team. I see. I'm watching these comments as they come in. I might not say anything. Yeah, that's the one.
That's the one.
But yeah, Danity said it. Oh, Jabo, he can go to the practice squad. Yeah.
For what?
Because he's not really doing anything. What is Ojabo doing? Let me look up Ojabo's
No.
stats.
But what is one sack? He said he has one sack. What is the purpose of taking up a practice squad spot? Those guys actually put in work. Like they run a scout team. Like they're the team for the upcoming week. Ojabo can't stay healthy, so he can't be on the scout team because he's going to get hurt either way.
But he's been healthy.
Oh, is that?
As when have you heard of him making his way or landing on an injury list?
When have you heard John Harbaugh tell the truth about injuries with this team?
No, but you have to report it. You have to.
Okay. So if Lamar has a knee injury going into next week's game, right? I don't have to tell anybody anything. If Lamar isn't seen limping around and he's not talking about it, I don't have to tell anybody anything. You can't tell a grown you can't tell a grown man what he has to tell somebody.
No.
Especially when he's a liar.
Okay. All right. Well, I happen to disagree. I think you do need to report it. But
so you telling me you think everybody reports all injuries at all times?
No, I didn't say everybody does it. I just said you're supposed to. Now, what you actually do and what you're supposed to do are two totally different things. You're supposed to drive the speed limit.
But we've known this. We've known this head coach. I know you ain't talking. Listen, we've known this head coach to lie about injuries.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Sure.
We know he's a habitual liar. Oh, shout out to Sean Coles. This one's you.
Thank you, Sean, very much. Good to see you. First super chat. Congratulations. Up is down. Down is up. Let's get used to it. Tell me what you mean by that. Up is down. Down is up. Let's get used to it. Are you telling me? I'll just wait to hear what you tell me.
He's talking about the offense and the defense. We're used to the defense being good and the offense being bad, and now it's reversed.
Well, no. Okay.
We're used to the defense being better than the offense.
Okay, that I can agree. Yes, to that I can agree. Absolutely. But
what do you think about Maxx Crosby? What do you think about bringing Maxx Crosby in?
Oh, I'd love that. But I want to be, and thank you, Tyler, for the comment. Yes, Crosby would be an excellent teammate. I think he would be great for the organization, great for the locker room, and outstanding on the field. Certainly would be. But I have to think about, we have what? And I mean, this is before today's deal. We had like $4 million over the cap space. That's all that we had to work with.
As of right now, yeah.
As of right now, as of like this moment, can we afford, realistically, can we afford Maxx Crosby? Would I love that? Of course. You make it happen.
Afford anything we want to afford.
Okay.
Listen, the salary cap is not real. And people want to talk about pushing the can down the road. Yes, I understand. You don't want to push the can down the road, but what happens when the road never ends? There is no end to the salary cap. There is never a dead end to this road. So if you want, and I'm not saying that that's a great strategy to just keep kicking and kicking and kicking and kicking. That's not always the key. But in certain situations, if you're trying to make that Super Bowl push, you restructure, you do some things, and you worry about it later.
Well, okay. So let's take that in mind. If we're going to try and get Maxx Crosby, what does that mean for us carrying Marcus Williams? Even if we were to trade him, let's just say we trade Marcus Williams. That's the reason that he was benched. I'm not saying this is true. Don't go say, well, Yolanda said that. No. I'm just saying hypothetically, let's say the plan is we're going to trade Marcus Williams. How much of that $70 million that we're paying him, that we've signed him, how much of that are we going to be liable for?
A lot of it. And I think that there is a $13.5 million dead cap hit.
So you have to,
but we would save $5 million.
And you think that extra $5 million is enough to go get Maxx Crosby?
It's a start. Now we have $9 million.
Maxx Crosby is worth so much more than
it's not about worth. Maxx Crosby's under contract. It's about negotiating a deal with him to move forward. Then you can also restructure Lamar's deal. You can restructure Marlon once again. Like it's a lot of things that they could do, which I'm not saying that they should do. Because for me, I've been told this isn't Madden. So you can't go out and get expensive offensive players. You can somehow go and get expensive defensive players, but if you really thought that Maxx Crosby was the key to the Ravens defense turning it around, go for it. Why not? But for me, I think it's going to take more than one player. And
Fact,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say facts over feelings, but it was a comment further down. So
Facts over feelings wants to know, what do you think is the most pressing need that the Baltimore Ravens have?
I'll take that to start. I think now that we've signed Diontae Johnson, now that we signed DJ, it is a toss-up right now between safety and edge rusher. Though I can't say one is greater than the other. I'm going to say they are of equal importance for me right now. What about you, Hendo? Great question, by the way.
It is. For me, most pressing need is left or right guard.
Okay, fair enough. But again, my perspective is I want to be realistic in what really could be out there available to us. Teams at this point are really not willing, or I just don't see a team willing to trade someone in the trenches right now. You do that during the offseason.
No. You do that when you know your team isn't going anywhere and you have a player that may have fallen out of favor with you. I'll allow Marcus Williams, because I'm guaranteeing you before the season started, it's teams out there thinking, no way that the Ravens would trade Marcus Williams.
That's why I said the trenches.
But I'm just saying, look where we are. You don't know how coaches feel. Listen, there's a coach up in New England that said his whole team was soft. You don't know how he feels about certain players.
Yeah.
They're playing. Listen, and I don't care for the most part who you have on your team. Outside of a select few, if you offer the right price, anyone can be had. And there are some teams that are, Carolina's building for the future. They know, listen, we don't have a quarterback. We don't have a running back right now. We don't have a head coach. It's a lot of pieces that we do not have. So why not get some draft picks? Why not trade for some people and do some things and just blow this up and start all over? Because when you have a new head coach like Dave Canales is, you want to start getting your own players. That doesn't mean that you don't have good players that you don't like. It just means that you want your guys in there. You want guys that you're familiar with, and they will get rid of some good people. I'm not saying that they have to be superstar caliber people, superstar caliber players. They don't have to be all-stars and pro bowlers and all that stuff, all pros, but they just have to be better than Pat McCarry and Daniel Faalele. That's all that I'm saying. And you cannot tell me that there's not somebody out there to be had that is better than they are. There are probably some people that are sitting at home on their couch that can probably play better than them. We got somebody on our team. I guarantee you that Ben Cleveland is better than Faalele.
I just want to say real quick, Hendo, the level of fervor and conviction
What's up, Julian?
is really, really amazing. So thank you for that. The way you just said Pat McCarry, the way you said it, it was everything. So thank you.
Because I'm tired of having this Maserati in my driveway.
Yeah.
But my contractor refuses to build the right enclosure for it to protect it during the winter.
Right.
He wants to put up sticks and twigs. It's like, you're good. little snow ain't gonna hurt. Little rain ain't gonna do nothing to it. And it's a drop top. Like, yeah, something is. And that's what this team has done with Lamar. I want them to get him decent blocking. Like, every year since 2019, it's gotten worse and worse and worse. And now they're experimenting in a year where we just almost came off the Super Bowl. They're experimenting with an offensive line. They said, you know what? We almost made it to the Super Bowl, y'all. Let's play some games. I'm going to show you how unserious I am right now.
Really?
That's why I'm so passionate about it, because I want more than anything for Lamar to get a Super Bowl. I want Lamar to win a Super Bowl MVP, so he can shut these people up. After he wins a Super Bowl, I don't care what anybody says. Anything that they say out of their mouth is invalid.
That's right. I see we have a super chat from DDSQ.
Another one?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much, DDSQ. Very much. I appreciate it. Yes, y'all can afford Maxx Crosby. The owner has to want to pay the cash up front. Good point. Good point. Just want to show love. One Florida. Yes, all the way. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. So everything is okay now between us, because, I know you don't really care so much for my guy, Odafe Owe, but he has to do something serious this upcoming week. Odafe Owe, come on now. I've been defending him left and right, but thank you, DDSQ.
So what you telling me is he paid you off?
No, I told him we
You
were
see,
fine
nah.
before.
No,
I
no, no,
told
no,
him
no,
we,
no,
I
no,
told him
no,
I
no, no,
said
no.
that
No,
earlier.
you just said, look, we cool, we good now. Like,
I
all
said
right,
that earlier. I
yeah.
said no, it's fine.
All we gotta do is hashtag one Florida, and that makes everything all good between us. What's
Well,
going on?
he's a I don't know if he's a Floridian, but I mean, I'm assuming he's there now, so I'm
I
gonna
believe
just go
you.
ahead and tag him as Floridian. So yeah, he's a Floridian. I am too. And
Listen,
you know,
listen.
that's
You
home.
you already know how I feel about Brian Burns. Florida State, bring him in.
I
He's up.
mean,
He's up there leading. He's leading the New York Giants pass rush up there with Sexy Dexy. Them two up there wrecking shop, even with Thibodeau being hurt. So of course, I thought that the Ravens should have traded for him during the offseason.
yes,
Personally, I thought that.
yeah.
Or traded for him last year. Like there were a few moves that could have been made that defensively I would have actually been happy about, and that would have been one of them. Anytime we bring Florida State home, you see what happens. Once Ronald Darby left, what happened to this Baltimore Ravens secondary? When the Florida State guy left, the secondary went to trash. Coincidence? I think not.
I would be all for Brian Burns, even though he is from that other Floridian team in Florida. It's fine, but yes. Oh, DDSQ, 100% Florida boy, born and raised. Me too. Me too. I went to school in Florida, so I just moved up to the DMV, the DC area. Now I'm back and not leaving. Yay, good for you.
Yolanda,
What?
you are a Florida boy born and raised too?
You know what I meant. I'm Floridian, born and raised.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. You just said me too.
I just got excited, okay? Anyway,
Okay,
Ray
I get it.
Kingdom.
Yeah, you too.
Whatever.
Meet Mr. Me Too.
But yeah, no, it was a point I was going to make earlier. I don't recall. I
wait,
don't remember.
disappearing? Oh, wait, being a wasted pick?
No.
Oh, wait, getting a
No.
50 option for no reason?
Will you stop that? But no, it's actually Jay the Sixth. Hi, Jose. It was Jay the Sixth. He said it's okay that, fans can stop really rooting for their player, and it's okay. I'm not ready to stop rooting for Evan Smith. I was born in Daytona Beach. Oh my goodness. This is like a family reunion. Okay. Stop it. Yay. Okay. Halifax Medical Center. Yes. That's me. Oh, this is so fun finding out where you all are from.
Flagship, I'll throw you in the O-way. They can get the O&O Express. You know what? Listen. I think for the 2024 season, I think we need an updated poster of the O&O Express.
Please do not, because the last one that you had was really bad. It was really bad. It was like the train falling off the track in the snowstorm in the middle of the blizzard. And
he was at the front of it just grinning up a storm because he knew he had his 50 option coming. Yeah.
Right. We don't need another one. I think we're good. But
yeah, okay. we miss on so many picks with Eric DeCosta. I mean, it is what it is. But we have Lamar Jackson, so.
But that's the problem I have, though. We continue to ask Lamar to do more. Keep going. No, don't stop there. Keep going. Keep doing more.
Right.
With less. So.
But what more can we ask him to do? Because he's playing lights out right now. Like he's the best that he's ever been. So what more can we really ask Lamar to do?
You can ask him to be his own offensive lineman. Be his own, quarterback, obviously, be his own wide receiver, be his own running back, be everything that an offense.
I like Agholor.
Right. That's what we can ask him to do. Thank you, Anonymous.
Do we got enough one?
Yes.
Okay. Appreciate you, Anonymous.
Thank you. Did you have a comment for us?
Jags just traded their left tackle.
Wow. And that's to your point, Hendo. No, that's to I was just about to say.
You just told me that they don't.
You wouldn't even let me get a word in.
You said that during the middle of the season, teams don't do this.
I said they generally don't. I didn't say no team is ever going to do it. I said I didn't think the likelihood of it would happen, but okay. That's fine. Who's the player again? What's his name? Let me write his name down.
He probably
from the Jags. What's his name?
I don't know. It's somebody in the state of Florida. He probably wasn't good.
One more time to say something about the state of Florida. It's gonna be it's not gonna be nice.
What's going on? Charm City Dawn 410. The Ravens had the best team in the NFL twice and lost. Coaching is the biggest problem.
It is.
Coaching is the biggest problem.
Yeah,
but sometimes when you have talent to overcome that coaching, it works. sometimes.
Oh, Danity says, did you see Sean Cole's super chat, Yolanda? No, I did not. Let me go
Yeah,
back.
I put it up first.
Oh, that was
Yeah, that was the first one I put
there's
up.
another one. There
Is it
was
another
another
one?
one.
Oh, it's another one. There we
It's
go.
another one. Thank you, Danity.
Appreciate you,
Thank
Danny.
you, Sean Coles. What do you think Lamar wants? Something on his line or a wide receiver? Ooh, that is a good question.
I mean, it is a good question, but
If I were to put myself in Lamar's shoes for one moment, and I'm going to give you an answer before Diontae Johnson. I think Lamar probably would have wanted an O lineman because you can do so much more with an O lineman than you can with a wide receiver. And I think if you have a solid veteran O lineman, that person can block for you as the quarterback, give you time in the pocket, and they can open up lanes for your running back.
Mm-hmm.
So I would think, to answer that, if I were Lamar, I would probably want an offensive lineman. What about you? What do you think, Hendo?
I was waiting for you to give the typical Baltimore Raven answer. Lamar would want both. I don't know why with this organization we feel like we have to always go either or. Why can't Lamar say I want an offensive lineman and I want a wide receiver? I think he wants both. I think he wants an upgrade in both of those positions. Personally, that's just me.
That's a, very valid point. Very valid point. Again, thanks so much, Sean Coles, for the donation. Thank you. But
man, wait behind on these comments.
I know you're getting behind. I'm trying to keep up myself. Thank you very much.
Right, I'm just going to the end. I'm sorry. If I skip you, I'm sorry. I'm going to the end. I'm like 10 minutes behind. No, I'm only 4 minutes behind.
No, but we appreciate the engagement. Thank you to everyone who's joined the stream.
Yes, indeed.
Moving forward, this cannot be it. This will not be the end of the moves that EDC makes before next week's deadline. Question for you in the chat. Where do we go from here? We picked up Diontae Johnson. Realistically, again, if Maxx Crosby is realistic, put it in the chat. But realistically, where do we go from here? Do we bring in one player or do we bring in two? Do we bring in a safety and an edge rusher? Sean Coles, my very first YouTube member. I set this up, I think, the other day, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot. I'm supposed to mention that I now have, you can tell a newbie YouTuber who doesn't really know that, oh, I'm supposed to say this on the channel. Okay, yeah, that's me. Exhibit A. But thank you, my very first YouTube member, Sean Coles. I have now a membership where if you would like to support my channel, Ravens Talk with Yolanda, you can I don't think it's subscribe. That's the wrong word. Wait, you can join or become a member of the channel for 3 different tiers. If you just click on the word join, it'll give you the description of each tier and what you get if you want to just further support what I'm doing over here at Ravens Talk with Yolanda. Thank you to Sean Coles.
Appreciate you, Sean. I don't even have a member. That's how I tell you. I keep telling you blowing up. I have 0 members.
You don't have a membership program on your channel. You have to set it up.
That's regardless of the point.
It's not. How can you have a membership? I mean, how can you not have a membership and then say I don't have members?
Take the win. Take the win. Take the win. Just take the win.
Anyway, but going back to my question, where do we go from here? Where do we go from here?
Pass rush. Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I don't think that there is one position that the Baltimore Ravens can actually get that's going to solve their issues. Pass rush is an issue because it directly affects the secondary. For as long as they have to cover, no one can realistically cover that long unless, like Coach Evans said last night, you're Deion Sanders, Florida State. Unless you're him, you're not going to be able to stick with people for 4 and 5 seconds. So that pass rush correlates to the defensive backfield, but we also need defenders back there that can actually catch picks. Because it seems like outside of Marlon Humphrey, if anything happens to him, none of the other players on the team can catch an interception. Nate Wiggins has dropped 4 interceptions.
Yes.
Eddie Jackson dropped 12 the other day. Adarius Washington has dropped 3. Like, everybody has taken a turn in the secondary, except for Marlowe, and we've been dogging Marlowe for years.
Right.
That we need somebody that maybe not play the stickiest of coverage, but can actually turn their head around and locate the ball and actually pick it up. Because I think that is the biggest difference. What's holding this defense back is that we
Yeah.
do not get turnovers. And when you don't get turnovers, you afford teams opportunities to score points, just like what happened at the end of the game. Your man, Kyle Hamilton. I like how people seem to gloss over that all week. Like they named it, and I need to know. And I mean, people say I'm a little harsh at times. I might be. I'm not even gonna hold you. I might be a little bit, but I don't understand how. Ooh, Sean. Ooh, Sean, you about to get blocked.
Don't block Sean because he's quoting Usher.
Ooh, Sean,
It's okay. B squared. Thank you.
Ooh, and you said his last name too. Ooh. But yes, but my thing is this: I don't understand how you can drop a game-winning interception and they name you player of the game. Am I hating? Am I wrong for that? Like you telling me, oh, he's the player of the game? No, he's not.
I think with that, it's they're looking at what did he do in the totality of the game as opposed to what did he do in the most important moment. So they named him player of the game. But I agree to your point. That's right. I think you look at, hey, if you are the like most valuable player in that game or the most important player, then you need to make that big play to seal the deal for us at the very end. That's what you need to do. Thank you to B Squared for becoming a member of Ravens Talk with Yolanda. Doesn't go unnoticed. I cannot thank you enough for your support. Thank you. Thank you. Got another super chat.
Sticker. That's a super sticker. It's a sticker.
That's a super sticker. We've got a super sticker coming from my guy, my fellow Royal from Creator Camp, Tech Troublemaker. Thank you for the super sticker. Thank you. I appreciate the support. Silverback number 21 said, every trade is realistic. It depends on what the Ravens are willing to give up and whose contract to redo. Yes.
What? Who said that?
Silverback number 21. And I think that that's a very good comment because I said my point was realistically, who can we bring in? And I would love to bring in a Maxx Crosby. I just think it might be just a hair out of reach. But to your point, I will agree that you can make it happen. You really can. It's just, are we willing to do it? That being said, I wanted to ask about Zach Orr. Just wanted to get everyone's thoughts on Zach Orr after. Oh, and I see Santiago. How many more chances are we going to give Zach Orr? Hendo?
Huh?
How many more chances are we going to give him? What are your thoughts on Zach Orr? 8 weeks into the season.
I don't like being disparaging to a black man.
I understand, but I really want your honest thoughts, not to say that you're trying to be disparaging or you're trying to like in any way put him down.
Trying to take the black man jobs.
But what are your thoughts about Zach Orr?
He's terrible, bro. Like on some real stuff. He inherited a great defense. Granted, he lost a few pieces here and there. Every team does. No team stays together forever. So I just think that he just doesn't have what it takes. He has not been a defensive coordinator before, and he's learning on the go. And just like I said with this offensive line, the same thing can be said about him. This is not the year that we experiment and play around with, all right, well, let's see if he has what it takes. We're trying to win a Super Bowl. So that means that you push all your chips into the middle of the table and you lay your bets down. We bet on him, and we lost all our money. Now it's time to regroup, ante up, and start all over again. Don't bring in a 74-year-old, formerly fired defensive coordinator that couldn't cut it 5 years ago to help this man better himself. Because apparently, if that were the case, you possibly would be a defensive coordinator right now yourself. So, yeah, I think it's time that the Ravens need to go in a whole other direction. Listen, 2012, the year when all the similarities happened, the Ravens had to fire their offensive coordinator. This time around, it may have to be that we fire the defensive coordinator going in another direction, and in that way we can build up and make our way to the Super Bowl. Because as well as this offense plays, this ain't cutting it as far as becoming a Super Bowl winning team.
Agreed. I'm right there with you. I just think that as the season continues to progress, what I'm seeing is this might have been just a bit more than he can handle right now. That's not to say that Zach Orr cannot be a wonderful defensive coordinator in time. a year from now, 2 years from now. That's not to say that. But right now, if our goal is we want to win a Super Bowl this season, do we have the personnel? Do we have the coaches to get it done? And my answer is going to be I don't believe we have the correct defensive coordinator with us at this time. Zach can't catch the ball, sister.
I mean, and so that's where that's where the conundrum is with me. Is he calling the best games? Is he utilizing the pieces that he has properly? No, he does not. But on the flip side, he put the players in position this past week to make the plays. Now, I don't know how much he had to do with Eddie Jackson being in the game as much as he was, because I'm guaranteeing you that even the rookiest of defensive coordinators, when you see somebody struggling like that, you pull them off the field.
Ooh, yes.
And I believe because Marcus Williams was in John Harbaugh's doghouse, he wasn't able to be like, "Yo, Eddie, you out, Marcus, go in." And he had to stick with him. And that made his decision look a lot worse because your boy just kept dropping interceptions. Like they were thrown directly to him and he dropped them. So, you know what I'm saying? It's a hard situation to be in.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry. I think that there is a little bit more going on inside the organization, inside the locker room, outside of just talent base. I think there's a chemistry issue. I think something is going on where they're not getting along, and why Marcus Williams is in trouble, because from what I heard, he spoke up about something. And John Harbaugh doesn't like it when players talk back to him.
Right.
When daddy speaks, you sit down and be quiet, and you don't talk back to me. If you do, you're not gonna play no more.
Right. So I can agree. I think there is a disconnect between the players and the coaches. And the Ravens girl, number 8, says, okay, who do we get? So if we were to sit down, or if we were to ask, demotion is the better word to describe it. If we were to demote Zach Orr, who do we get? Hendo?
Robert Saleh.
That's the one. Danity said it in the chat, and I would absolutely agree. That would be my pick.
Yeah, the Robert Saleh.
Sean Coles, you are just on fire tonight. Thank you. Why not get Zoe some help that's not peas?
Because your head coach loves beta bros. He loves guys that won't threaten him as his job as a head coach. This is why we've never had one of the young offensive minds. Shout out to the new subscriber. We've never had anybody that was a strong personality that could take over just in case things got bad. He always wants guys in there that if something happened, Steve Bisciotti be like, I can't promote this guy to be the head coach. This is why you bring back the EPs. This is why you have offensive coordinators that are all, and I hate to say it because I'm old myself, 64 years old and above. This is a young man's game to an extent because Andy Reid is older, but he still has it. But you have all of these young, innovative defensive and offensive coordinators that these head coaches are utilizing. And we keep going back to retreads. This is the thing what was wrong with the NFL in the 80s and the 90s and the early 2000s. They would keep hiring the same coaches. Like he would be a head coach, they're fire him. He'd go back to be a head offensive coordinator. Then this team would hire him to be the head coach. Then he get fired and go back to be an offensive coordinator. Like it just kept going round and round and round. And John Harbaugh seems to be stuck on that merry-go-round, but I give him credit. He promotes from within, but sometimes he promotes the wrong people. And then you try to bring back old bodies to say, you know what, we'll bring him in to help him out because none of these guys are a threat to take his job.
Yeah. I see Tanja in here, and thanks for subscribing. Xbox versus Sony forever. I see Tanja in here. Good evening, Tanja.
Bruh, really?
What?
It's Sony over Xbox, but that's the discussion for old man gamers. It's a discussion for them. Chuck Pagano. I keep hearing people bring up Chuck Pagano.
Tanja says, or has our players playing out of position. Roquan is not a cover linebacker. Correct. He is not. And we saw Malik Harrison earlier in the season dropping back into coverage, and we saw what a disaster that was. So very much true here. And then she said, Roquan shouldn't be chasing. Yeah. I'm not going to call him what I've heard people say slow. That's just bad. But Marcus probably said that he didn't like the defensive scheme and got in trouble, and RouG and Kyle left.
Yeah, I better stop calling people out their names.
You call ODOP. Moving on.
No, listen, that is rude. His mama did not name him Slowquan. They named him Doughquan because his pockets are full of dough. This is why he can't run. This is why he can't stay with tight ends. Tight ends are killing. Tight ends are killing us.
Yes, the tight ends are getting us every time. Who do we have to cover the tight ends? Trenton Simpson.
Trenton Simpson.
And I was going to say, and who else?
Adisa Isaac.
Okay. So we all know.
Adisa Isaac. What are you talking about?
Let me finish. As Ravens fans, we all know John Harbaugh is stubbornly going to refuse to play our first-year players. So yes, could Adisa Isaac go out there and cover a tight end and be successful? Probably, maybe. But the reality is that going to happen? Because if that were the case, we'd have Sanusi Kane playing at safety. We'd have Bo Braid playing at safety, right? If we saw something wasn't working, we insert the ones who say, well, let's see what they can do. Have we done that? Nah. So I'm going to go with no, Adisa Isaac cannot cover.
First of all, he can't stay off the IR, so it don't matter.
Yeah, right. First, he'd have to get healthy.
Oh, you know what? Odafe Owe, he has 4.3 speed. And I'm not even being funny. This is why we drafted him. He has 4.3 speed. He can keep up with a linebacker, right? I mean, with the tight end, right? And in my mind.
You missed a donation, but okay.
No, I'm gonna get to it. I just want to hit up Ramsey J.
Hi, Ramsey.
Rex Ryan. Listen.
Yeah.
Even if the defense fails, they are going to be fun and they're going to be nasty.
They're going to be very spirited bunch. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. Rex Ryan, sure, bring him in. Yeah. Thank you, Moneybag.
Shout out to Moneybag. Says put Kyle Hamilton at safety, rotate Bo Braid and Kane at safety. See who adapts better. Get back to fundamental football.
100%. Exactly. But 100%. Moneybag, what can we do to convince John Harbaugh that, like, hey, if you see week after week your players are not getting the job done, it's not working, but you have some rookies on the side who might be able, sitting on the bench, who might really be able to come in and have an impact. Give it a shot. Give it a whirl. See if it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just gonna keep me here all night, huh?
No.
I have another stream in like 24 minutes.
Okay, so this stream will go on for another 23 minutes. And Big Cuz, how you doing? Good evening. But
what's going on?
Hi, Floyd.
You don't want to read that comment?
Sure. We've been playing row out of position. We have. That's to Tanja's point. Why are we dropping him back into coverage? He should not be covering tight end. That's an absolute no. We need to get a pass rush help. Indeed, we do. Someone like Isaiah Simmons from the Giants. Okay. To pair alongside Rowe and Trent. And then trade Marcus Williams for another and let Eddie. Wait, trade Marcus Williams for another. Let Eddie. Let me know what you mean by that.
Probably for another safety.
Yeah, but what can we do with Eddie? Do we keep Eddie or can we let Eddie?
You're probably gonna say let Eddie die a slow death.
Was he not just the biggest disappointment for you this season? I'm sorry, he was for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. You actually thought he was gonna do something? I told y'all. No. I mean, I told y'all before. He's nothing. It doesn't move the needle. He's not gonna come in and do anything. And everybody wanted to give him so many props, and now everybody's like, "Oh, I can't believe a former All-Pro plays like this."
Thank you, Jonathan. Can they move Owe to inside linebacker?
For what? He can't play free on the outside.
Wait, okay.
Who is he getting past on the inside? Who? What is he going to do on the inside? Other than get manhandled.
I think he's better on the outside. I think he's better on the edge. He's just really got to be able to put it all together.
Man, I had a comment to put up. You made me forget what it was.
Thank you, Danity. Yes, they are not playing about these super chats, and we are here for it. We love it. Thank you for the support. Thank you for just coming out and hanging out with us, and also sharing in this amazing conversation that we're having about our Ravens. And make sure your post notifications are turned on. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels. Turn on your post notifications because you never know. What if tomorrow the Baltimore Ravens make an amazing decision and they go out and they sign a safety or an edge rusher, or they bring in, like you said, they demote I hate to say it, but Zach Orr, and they bring in Rex Ryan, we're going to be here live. So make sure your post notifications are turned on for these surprise pop-up live streams.
Shout out to WB Moore. And I'm guessing that W stands for West Side. The West Side is the best side when it comes to Baltimore.
We should have brought back Wink to help the defense.
No.
I'm going to go with no. What we should have done.
I mean, I can go out there and zero blitz every down.
Yeah, that's all. I'm going to go with no. But I take your point. We do need some help.
Yeah, like we need some help. Like $98 million defensive tackle actually playing up to his contract, which is another thing that we said during the offseason. Don't pay him $98 million. Now, for me personally, I think that I have PTSD from Brandon Williams.
Ooh,
when Brandon Williams went up for contract and they said he was signing with another team, I was like, yes, let's go. And then the Ravens matched off, and I'm like, yo, you give him $55 million to a run stuffer? And it ended up biting us in the butt. But hopefully he can still turn it around. Matabike still has a lot of season left. It just ain't looking good.
Yeah. I just don't understand how we can go from being one of the best defenses in the league last year.
This is it right here. This is the answer for you right there.
It's no accountability on defense from the leaders. Thank you, the Charm City, Dawn 410.
Okay. All right, Black Dog.
Yes. Thank you. Chill out on Adafe away. He is the main reason Lamar has a win against the Chiefs. I am
You're 100% right
there with you.
You're 100% right. Like,
the truth speaks for itself. Res ipsa locator.
Yeah, listen. That was an amazing play. He stripped the ball and recovered it. Like, it was an amazing play. And just like after his 2.5 sack game, he disappears because he's disappeared against the Chiefs ever since.
Shout out to B Squared for the $10 donation. Thank you. Real liberal with the "we gonna be here." Wasn't she, Hendo?
Right. We're gonna be here. She the one getting all the chats and stuff. I'm not here.
Stop.
What's going on, Abdul?
Hi, Abdul. But yeah, Kogan, a broken clock is still twice.
You not see the comment that's already up here?
I know, but I had to say that one first, and then because it was shorter. But go ahead, Abdul. Go ahead and read Abdul's comment. Where's my bunny?
Why be stuck in your ways from a culture perspective? You think we simply implement what works and discard what doesn't? You would think that would be the case. You would think that John Harbaugh would have learned from 2019 and operate this team a little bit different. You thought he'd learn from 2015. He has not. He is so egotistical that it has to be his way. So when the Ravens win a Super Bowl, because yes, they will win a Super Bowl eventually, when they do it, it's going to be like, yo, I'm the reason we won. We did it my way, and this way works. So then that way he can call the shots. But personally, I'm thinking, and don't quote me on this, John Harbaugh's gone after this season. I think he's going to step down.
I don't.
I think he's going to step down.
Okay, let me ask this. And chat, please weigh in. 2 things happen this year. Either we win the Super Bowl or we don't. Those are the options, right?
What's up, Daryl?
If we win the Super Bowl, does Harbaugh step down? If we don't make it to the Super Bowl, or if we make it to the Super Bowl and we don't win, does he step down? I think the only way he steps down is if we make it to the Super Bowl and win. I could see him saying, I'm going to retire now on a good note. Here's my legacy.
I don't. I think what I think it is and listen, sometimes you can have too much of a good thing. Even if things are going well, like you can be in a situation for a little too long. And I think that the fans are really starting to get to him. And especially with the advent of social media taking over, especially YouTube and people giving their opinion like us, it's starting to get to him. This is exactly why he's wearing t-shirts that says salty tears and all this other stuff, because he's listening to what people are saying, and he's getting tired of people making fun of him and coming at him and saying things about him. Like John Harbaugh has aged since becoming his head coach, because of the stress that he's put under. And yes, he may want to win another Super Bowl, but the stress may become a little too much. And sometimes you just need a change of scenery. You just want to start over. Maybe you want to prove your legacy, because you may get tired of hearing, well, Ray Lewis and Ed Reed and Lamar Jackson are the only reasons that I'm prevalent in the NFL. So now let me go to this other organization and show people that I can actually do this on my own merit. I think that either this year or next year, he's just going to walk away. And shout out to my man
Squared, showing Hendo some love.
Keep those lives living, young brother. Yes, I am young. Yes, I am young. Birthday's in a couple of months. I'm about to hit 39. We about to live it up.
Where is Jasmine when we need a fact checker? Where is Jasmine?
Don't ask my daughter.
Yeah, we have to go ask her. I just want to ask Jasmine, is he telling the truth here?
Jasmine know I'm telling the truth. Oh man, listen, the things we could do with Kyle Shanahan, the schemes that he would scheme up for Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, it's ridiculous. He's taken a dude that nobody's ever heard of, and before he got injured, he was the leading rusher in the NFL. Imagine what he could do with Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Imagine how much better he could make Zay Flowers and Rashad Bateman, and now Diontae Johnson. Like, Kyle Shanahan would be great. And the thing for me is, he doesn't have a problem, whether right or wrong, with firing his defensive coordinator when he doesn't feel like they're doing the right job. Like, he's like, look, bro, I love you, but this is about wins and losses, and we ain't getting it done together. So I think it's time that you move on. So, but John Harbaugh is just loyal to all the people that he have around him.
Yeah, true indeed. True indeed.
I don't know if I started something. But
a lot of people don't know how to defeat Mahomes.
Right.
And it's really not just Mahomes you're trying to defeat. You're trying to defeat Andy Reid.
But here's the difference. Though. Kyle doesn't have Lamar Jackson. So if Kyle came here and had Lamar Jackson, now we kind of have that Patrick Mahomes equalizer, because Kyle would get the most out of Lamar Jackson. And we saw, even with what we had last year with Lamar in his first year in Todd Monken's offense, and us not utilizing everything, we had a chance to win. This year, when we play him in the playoffs, it's going to have to be a little bit different. We're not going to be able to hold Patrick Mahomes to 17 points. Maybe we can, because he's not looking the greatest. But if we got somebody that can come in here and help Lamar outscore him, then what? If we score every time we get the ball, it's a wrap. It's game over. Steve Wilkes, that was Kyle Shanahan's defensive coordinator. Like, they just didn't see eye to eye, and he let him go. But Steve Wilkes is a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah. Osmond asked a really good question. Do you think Kyle can win the big one?
No. Not this current situation. Like, no.
With Brock Purdy, I'm going to go with no.
Yeah, right. Because Brock Purdy, when what would they call it? The Avengers. When Brock Purdy is missing one of the Avengers, he doesn't look like the same quarterback.
That's right.
And Brandon Ayuk is out for the year.
He's gone for the year. So
anything that they have is gone by. Christian McCaffrey hasn't played this season, and that's why Brock Purdy hasn't looked like the Brock Purdy we've seen, because he doesn't have all of these amazing components around him to feed off of. He has to be a quarterback now, and he's looking a little bit mortalish. So,
yeah. True indeed. Well, there are still 44 beautiful souls in the chat, at least on my end. If you have not already, please make sure that you give me a thumbs up. And if you are watching over on Hendo's channel, the RouG Pod, please make sure to give him a thumbs up. And if you're new, welcome. Please subscribe, join the family, stay tuned, turn on your post notifications, because you just never know when these pop-up live streams are going to make its way onto your feed.
Yeah, somehow she keep checking me into doing lives. That's why I wasn't doing lives anymore. But listen, I'm about to do a shameless plug. Tomorrow, make sure, I don't know if it's going to be early or late, depends on what time I get finished streaming tonight. I'm going to have a video come out tomorrow. It's going to tick some people off. Some people aren't going to take it well. It's not a video that's meant to make people mad or anything, but it's going to tick some people off, because it's a certain point of view that we've had as Ravens fans for a very long time. And the narrative may be starting to shift a little bit. And I just put out a video asking the question, like, yo, what's up with this? And I want to know what you guys think. So make sure you check out that video tomorrow. Also, listen, I have 149 people still in here. An hour afterwards, you're still rocking with us. It's just showing that the growth that we have as a community. the things that we're doing, we're trying to grow with. And if you want to rock with your boy even more, make sure you go over to patreon.com/ROUG. And just for $5 a month, you can join up and become a part of this community. You can get into the Discord where we're on there 24 hours a day. We help each other with YouTube. We help each other with life. We talk sports. We talk everything possible because this is bigger than what YouTube can offer you. Like, we are really building something special. That's why you always see me with Yolanda, LBHT, Coach Chris, just joking. Like, we are a conglomerate of creators trying to build something, and we're trying to help everybody. So just for $5 a month, if you want to go over there and sign up, you can listen. You can sign up, try it out. If you don't like it, be ghost.
Yeah.
I don't hold anything against you because everything ain't for everybody. But I guarantee you it is something that's worth it. You can get to my dynasty leagues, you can get to the pick'em leagues and win some of these rings. I'm going for my own Kansas City 3-peat. Me and Dave on battling it out right now. You know what I'm saying? So check it out if you don't like it. So what? Also, I just opened up a Stan store. Stan, it's in the description. Stan.store/AJ Lene. That's the name of my store after my kids. And I'm selling some things. I'm starting off with a how to grow on YouTube video. And then I guarantee you growth. It'll give you access to some things you may not have known about. Also, if you have any questions for me, I gladly answer them. Like, I'm always talking to people. Also, if you need resumes or things like that, I'm trying to give the people everything that they need to be successful in whatever endeavor that they have in life. So make sure you go check the store out, see if it's something you want. Listen, I got a digital vision board on there. Who's selling digital vision boards? That way you don't have to buy the materials and cut them up, whatever. It's just grab and post, grab and paste, stick it right there. So make sure you check it out. And I do appreciate y'all. And if you don't, it's all good either way. Because like I said, everything is not for everybody.
True enough.
Sorry about that. Oh, and make sure 9 p.m. if you have time, if you're not doing anything, make sure to go over to Suge Knight 323's channel as we do a Steel Conspiracy where we talk Steelers, Ravens, and Panthers. I'll be going on there in about 10 minutes or so. We have a lot of fun over there. We have SV, what is it?
Stardew Valley.
SDV Talk, which was a game that we played where we were just farmers. It was a stupid game, but we just have talk. We talk about anything. So good time. Appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all come back. Hit me up on Twitter, RouGpod. Hit her up on Twitter. Let us know if you have any topics that you wish to talk about, any videos you want us to make. We do all types of stuff. We are very accessible people.
Yes.
At least I am, because I'm the nice one, if y'all haven't noticed.
Oh, please. And I just want to say hello to, I see you, just Tornado, for joining. Thank you. Heather McCubbins, I see you. Thank you both for being here.
Yeah, I've been running my mouth.
Thank you. Illegal immigrant.
I've been running my mouth a whole bunch. Who did I miss?
No comment. Illegal immigrant says Lamar can't beat the Steelers. He will this year. Come back after the Steelers game. Book it. You heard it here first.
Who said we can't beat the Steelers?
Illegal immigrant.
I mean, you ain't never lied, but you know.
I mean, we haven't. Okay, so there's value, there's merit there.
You ain't never lied. I mean, I appreciate that.
Thank you, Julius. Thank you. But illegal immigrant, we're going to do it this year. Watch and see. I didn't say which game, though. I didn't say if it was going to be game 1 or game 2 against the Steelers. So don't come back and say, well, Yolanda, you said you're going to be the Steelers. Well, there's a second game coming up.
Nah, we need to be that first game.
I agree. We need to, but I didn't say we would, because at the rate we're playing right now, when do we play the Steelers? Let me go get my schedule.
In a couple of weeks.
In a couple of weeks.
I believe 3 weeks, because I think we got Denver, then I think it's Cincinnati, then it's
Pittsburgh. So in 3 weeks, if we can get this ship on the right track, then maybe we'll be okay against the Steelers. But that means our defense has to come and show up too. Yeah.
Man, y'all about to make me cry.
Why?
Still 125 people in here. We're at the end of the show talking gibberish and nonsense, and there's still 125 people in here. 129 people. I appreciate y'all. Like, it's been a long, hard road for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be like DoorDash. Making videos over here like, yo, guess what?
Don't. Please hit the like button. I hope you guys are having fun. If you are, hit the like button. If you're not, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Come back, watch another video, another live stream. I promise you'll be entertained. Whatever you do, it doesn't matter. Just hit a button.
I'm really tired. I do apologize for that. That was so out of character.
No comment.
And I'm drinking water.
Oh, then that must mean something special. Yes, that's something special.
All week, just water.
Okay, you've been working on that same bottle all week. Hopefully, by
No,
the end of
no,
next week,
no,
you'll
no, no,
have
no,
it
no,
finished.
no, 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 no. Not so fast, my friend. I took two sips out of another bottle, so it's a 90% full bottle somewhere else in here. Get it right, get it tight.
Flagship Fantasy says Vrabel could work too. He's
Yes.
not far removed from coaching. Yeah.
Mike Vrabel. I mean, there are a lot of options that the Ravens could go, but once again, Mike Vrabel's a big personality,
He
and
is.
there's not a lot of love for Mike Vrabel in Baltimore, especially his Tennessee Titans teams coming disrespecting our logo, disrespecting our head coach. I ain't gonna hold you. When he did it to John Harbaugh, I was kind of like, okay. But I was a little upset that the team didn't back the head coach up. No matter how much I don't like the guy, it is still a team aspect. And being that nobody came to John Harbaugh's defense, it kind of was like, it's a little bit messed up. Just like T Grub sent me the thing. I don't know if y'all saw the Bradley Bozeman clip where the defensive lineman for the Saints was twisting Justin Herbert's knee, and he came and popped him.
Sure did.
We don't have that. We don't have that on our team. You know what I'm saying? We don't have those guys that'll stick up for Lamar, that'll come out there and fight for him and get thrown out of the game for him. Because once again, John Harbaugh and the EDC wants these choir boys. They want these guys that are really nice and everybody likes them, but they're not all of them are good at football. Not all of them have a mean streak. And that's what I need. I need a Marcus Peters. When Marcus Peters came to this team, he brought a certain energy. He brought a certain vibe that actually made Marlon Humphrey play better.
Yeah.
And then when he left, Marlon Humphrey kind of got down like, yo, I need my pick-me-up. Mark Ingram.
That's what I was thinking about. Exactly the same.
The hype man. He hyped this whole team up. And when he left, the vibe just went down.
That's right. Thank you, Sean, for the $2 donation. Do you think we ran the ball enough?
No. We thought it was a playoff game and ran Derrick Henry 11 times.
Right.
Where did they do that at?
Not nearly enough. Not nearly enough. And that's one thing that I'm really still trying to get over, is the fact that we should have learned from the AFC Championship. Don't deviate from what works. Now we have Derrick Henry. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, fast forward, it's 10 months removed from the AFC Championship. Certainly we're going to be in a better position right now. Certainly we're going to be in a better place. And we're not going to deviate from the run game.
Right. And listen, I know Travis Jones is going to do that, but I mean offensive linemen. Defensive linemen are normally nasty people. Like, they normally ready to get down at the drop of a hat. I'm talking about this offensive line that is paid to protect him. Those guys, they're walking away like, what do you want me to do, guys? I can't do it.
Yeah.
He said, "Hobbs, get out the chat." Listen, all right, I gotta go get ready for this stream. Listen, I really do appreciate you guys for this pop-up stream, all the love that you're showing us. Listen, the growth, just the expansion of what we're doing. Make sure you go out there and support other Baltimore Ravens content creators, because we are all one. Listen, just because you like one doesn't mean you have to hate the other. We all just may have different perspectives and different ways that we think about things and different ways that we may present it to the audience. That doesn't mean that they're not bad. They don't know what they're talking about, and you should avoid them. We are all one community. We are all part of the Ravens flock, the Baltimore Ravens gang, even though we got a horrible leader as a head coach, but that's neither here nor there. Just make sure y'all go out and support somebody else. That's what I ask of you. Any point where Yolanda?
Thank you for joining tonight. We have good news to celebrate, but we still have a ways to go.
What happened? What happened? Did I miss it? What happened?
Let's see.
No, I'm being dead serious. What
the good news is we signed a wide receiver to come in and help. And I fully expect him to see him play this upcoming Sunday. Limited snap count, perhaps, because he's just getting, acclimated, just getting here. But I certainly expect him to make a cameo this upcoming Sunday. We shall see. Stay locked in with us. We're going to give you all of the news and analysis and perspective that you could ask for. But if you want us to create, like Hendo said, if there's something that you want to see that we haven't thought of, or a perspective that you'd like to, hear what our takes are, let us know. We'd be happy to, make a video or go live, hit that live button and talk about it.
Indeed. But I gotta go stream. Make sure y'all go over to Shook Knight 323's channel and check us out. Like I said, it takes nothing. You don't like the first couple minutes of it, go watch whatever's on TV. But I do appreciate y'all, and we will see you guys next time.
Take care.
Good night. I'm tired.